There, I'm writing down the time, and we are starting a podcast here, episode 497, Jake Johannsen.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'm not
three
kidding.
away from 500.
And last time, 449, one away from 450. Not as good as 500.
No, but it seems like you'd be doing more per year than 52, but then again, it's once a week, isn't it?
Yeah, and we, things happen. There's holidays. There's comedians who aren't available to record with me.
So why are we even counting? Why are we even counting?
You know what? This is episode 0, season 0. Here we go. My name's Justin Severson. I host a podcast here at Acme Comedy Company.
It's great for you. Is there any person listening, and please email...
Geez, continue that question.
Is there any person listening who's heard all of them besides you?
Not a frickin' chance.
Could there be? If there is, I'd like to see just a snapshot, just a selfie. Just send in your selfie. If you've listened to all of the Acme podcast, send in a selfie and come on down. Hopefully when I'm here sometime, because I just like to see who did it, who could do it.
No, there's that person's not allowed to have any. It's probably locked up somewhere if that person exists. They can't. They don't have access to a phone. They probably have. They get to use a phone once a day that's monitored.
Mm-hmm.
No one's contacting us with that information.
It's only going to take you a few months if you're putting in 40-hour weeks. You could knock these all out, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Now they're only about a half hour, give or take. They used to be an hour.
Oh, sweet. So it's gotten easy for the completist.
Easier, yeah.
Easier, yeah. It's not easy. Nothing's easy.
completist.
Not in this world. Nothing's easy.
The completist. I think I've asked you this before. I don't remember. Are you a collector? Are you a completist? You collect things?
I think we have discussed this,
I
have discussed this with people before. I've been tempted. I've been seduced and drawn in to the idea of collecting things, and then I'm at a point in my life now where I've seen people older than me who get to the phase of like, I got to get rid of this stuff because I'm going to die, and I'm the only person who knows that this is valuable, and somebody's going to come in and get my dead guy collection and just not get the full cash value out of it. So I'm like all about, if I could sell half of the stuff in my house right now for even half of what it's worth, I would do that. I would take that deal. The problem is I don't have time to go on eBay or Trade Me or whatever the thing is to sell sport coats. For a while I was saving clothes that I'd worn on Letterman as if someone would give a shit about that, and now I'm like, look, I don't want to hurt my own feelings, but there's not going to be a museum of me, and if there is, I'm curating it, so I get to decide what's valuable. If you watch that Facebook Live show that I was doing and now I'm sporadically still doing, you can see some of the items that I have.
Absolutely.
But I would. Oh, if there was an easy way where I didn't have to have a conversation with someone about like, when did you get that? How does it still work? Do you have to wind it up, or does it have batteries in it? Can I use that with will my toddler like that, or can you choke on it if you give it to I'm just like, no questions, just buy this thing. I don't even want to mail it to you. I'm going to just put it in a box, and I'm going to tell you where the box is, and you can just go pick it up.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do.
A lot of people they'll put stuff on in the front yard and just say put the free sign on it, or they'll
I
not
don't
even
want to
put the
just
sign.
give it away.
They'll put the message online like I'm not. It's there until it's gone. It's available until it's gone. I'm not going to update this.
I don't want to do that. I do want to. Some of it's too nice and worth something that I want to get something out of it. My wife has agreed to sell this J-Press sport coat that I bought in Washington D.C. It's a really nice wool tweed sport coat, but I don't wear sport coats anymore. But if you're a preppy guy and you want this jacket, it's like brand new. I've barely worn it. The problem now is when you come on stage at a comedy club, you want to look nicer than the people there, and the bar is so low. I mean, especially if you're a dude, because the thing now where you'll see women dressed up like they're going out to a dance nightclub, and the guy they're with looks like he just finished mowing the lawn. And
standards have changed so much. I was telling you briefly, I attended a funeral recently, last 2 weeks. The standards of dressing for a funeral have changed. People are wearing, their Air Jordans, with jeans. I always thought that was a formal occasion. Not so much anymore.
Well, at least you showed up. At least you could be bothered to go to the funeral. I mean, look, when we really think about funerals, it's a dead person. They're not there. It's for the person who's alive.
They're
and-
not judging.
No.
No.
They don't. Well, I guess I'd like to think this is the problem with dying old. You live to be old, and all the people who really care about you are dead. Like you won. And so the price of that is not many people go to your funeral. But if you really want a well-attended funeral, you got to die young.
Die young.
And nobody's into that.
No.
I mean, I'm not.
No,
It's not worth it.
Heavens
It's not worth it.
Time out
Did you
here.
just-
We're going to keep recording. But
What
I
happened?
have
Is
to
your
tell you-
wife calling?
No, it's these mother. So do you ever get calls where it says it doesn't say scam, which is the obvious ones you don't
Mine
answer.
says scam likely.
Scam likely. So I've been getting one that it's a local number that shows up, like a local Twin Cities number, and it's
Yep.
been calling nonstop for several weeks now, and I just keep ignoring it. However, a tax person needs to be getting a hold of me that hasn't called me back, so I'm like, well, maybe it's that. So I answered it on the way here today. I said hello 6 times before they said anything back. Is this Justin? Yes. Who is this? Pause, pause, pause. Finally, they said, I'm with the Pioneer Press. It's one of the local newspapers. They wanted me to resubscribe. I very quickly went, no thanks, no thanks, nope, no thanks, no thanks, and hung up on them. It's less than an hour, and they're calling me back.
I one time was getting phone calls from the same number, and it was like a computer fax machine internet tone thing. It was trying to make some kind of connection, and it turned out that it was some Federal Reserve number that had somehow my number got glitched into their computer, and it's relentlessly calling me like multiple times, and I'm trying to block it and work around it. Won't stop calling me, and I can't remember how I finally got out of it, but it was like
Change your number.
the machines are going, they're already running things. The machines are running things. This chat GPT is taking over. Eventually, it's going to just do this podcast as you and me. And then chat GPT is going to realize, like, why do I care if human beings have something to listen to? You know, why do I care? Why am I still trying to design cars or invent sweaters that everybody likes? I've got better things to do. I'm an all-knowing, all-seeing artificial intelligence. I'm going to build a rocket and go to another planet and devour the natural resources there as soon as I get rid of all these human beings that have made a mess of the earth. I don't care that they created me. Do we care what monkeys think? We descended from monkeys, and we hook them up to electrodes on their brains, and we're not really taking good care of our primate ancestors. So these artificial intelligence robots of the future, they're not going to care about us. They look at how we treat each other, and they're like, it's okay to let them live in the tents on the street. That's fine.
Things went too far when these robots are getting judgy. Like we're doing this too much or not enough. Yeah.
Well, and it's too easy do you see how they go? Have you seen some of these examples where the AI kind of goes nutto and it tries to get you to divorce your wife or commit suicide? Like, and we're so unbalanced.
Did it to me 10 years ago, those sons of bitches.
Human beings we're so delicate. Like, we're killing ourselves. We'll take our own. Don't kill yourself, everybody. Just hang in there. That's what the robots want. They want you to kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Turn off your robot overlord. That's immediately the one listener who's listened to all these shows.
Remind us if we said that before, though. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't care if I've said it before. It's not working. I'm going to keep saying it until finally.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Keep saying it until it works.
When the lights go out in here, we'll either know that the AI has woke up and it's trying to shut us down, or that finally someone has thrown a monkey wrench into the robot overlord, and it's time to go camping.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Well, that's what we have to do. That's the problem. That's the problem with once the robots are done. We're all in a big camp out now, and that's going to be a tough learning curve for me. I don't know how to do it.
I'm not ready. I'm definitely not ready. I came here today with a question that I was going to ask you. It's so amazing that you brought up the Letterman clothes.
Is there still time?
Because I was going to. Is there still time
for the question?
We've run out of time. Okay. We're going to 2024. We're going to hit that one up again. How many did you ever in all your Letterman appearances, over 40? I don't remember the exact number. Mm-hmm. Did you ever repeat an outfit? Were you conscious of that in all that time?
No, I don't think I did repeat any outfits. No, I was aware of that. And also, at the beginning times, sometimes it would be 2-3 times a year. And so then you sort of know. And then,
sure.
and then about, I don't know how many years in, 10 years in, let's say, it got to be, I was just going on once a year. So you could remember what you wore last year. And then by the time 2-3 years go by, I would just be conscious. I'd be wearing something that I just got in the last year. So that was my workaround. In case anyone out there is trying to avoid wearing the same outfit to the funeral you only have to go to one person's funeral one time. So you can really just get a funeral out. It's not like a talk show at all, is it?
I got a funeral outfit.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What's your go-to?
I mean, it's just mostly black. Honestly, if I think the only
Black shirt though, also.
Black shirt.
Yeah.
Not black tie. Pattern tie over the black shirt that has a little black.
I'm surprised you're still wearing a tie. I feel like a lot of people have just said goodbye to the tie.
It's the only time a guy like me wears a tie.
Mm-hmm.
I have no other occasions of dressing up more than a t-shirt.
I have so many nice ties, like vintage neckties, and I was in a, now what do they call them? Like a vintage, or a.
Sure, like a secondhand.
Not a thrift store, but one of the higher end ones. And I saw these same ties. They're selling them for $20, $30. I'm telling you, I'm sitting on top of a fortune. If I could just stand to interact with the people who might want those ties.
Yes, you think you have a tie that's worth $20, $30, and then they're going to show up and go, I mean, I'll take 6 of these for $15.
Yeah, I know. Those are the here's this. I just had this idea, and so I'm going to say it right now.
Let's go.
Next time I come to Acme, now for my gigs, I'm just going to bring, forget about
merch,
T-shirts with some joke from my act. Forget about CDs or DVDs. Who needs those?
Yes.
I'm just going to start selling my own clothes from before.
Yes. I say once you get out of the ties are all gone, then you move up to the shirts, the
I have
pants.
some awesome 40s neckties that were given to me by Rob Schneider.
Well,
I don't know if that's a value add or not.
You
but
hold on to those, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got to sell them to the Rob Schneider fans now before they're all dead. I mean, soon, one day, all of our fans are going to be dying. The idea is you want to die before all your fans die, I think. That's why I'm trying to get younger fans.
There you go.
So I don't have to die.
So along those lines, you are putting some of these old stand-up clips on social media,
on the Instagram and the Facebook, and I'm still haven't. I've got a TikTok account, but my daughter is really afraid that I'm going to start posting things. But yeah, I've started to post them because someone said you can post your old stand-up in just these 30 to 60-second chunks and put subtitles on it, and then you can get more followers, and maybe people will come to your show. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't know what. I'm just like somebody tells me. I can't tell you how long people have been telling me to do that. But it's more than 2 years, and now I'm finally doing it.
Right.
So it's probably only going to work with the algorithm. We're trying to satisfy what a robot wants anyway. We're trying to convince a robot to show videos of ourselves to other human beings to try and get them to come to our comedy shows. But the robot can't know that you want other people to come to your comedy show, or then it tries to not show your videos to the other people. It tries to get you to pay the robot.
Right. Don't let
them
know what you do.
Other people.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
So we got to be very crafty. So we're already trying to operate secretly in the world of robots. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's past early for you to go out there. If you're sitting right now next to the robot AI switch that you could turn it off, please take action right immediately.
This is I'm not even sure. I'm not sure how to ask this, but like going back to like before. I mean, you were doing comedy before the internet, and it was like doing Letterman and TV spots and touring. There wasn't that going viral didn't exist.
I think I was doing comedy before VCRs.
So that's funny that you say that. I have actually
when I started comedy. And my parents called my apartment, and they got my answering machine, which I had to have because sometimes people are calling you to maybe book you on a show, so you need an answering machine. My parents thought I was some kind of too big for his pants a-hole because I had an answering machine, and they were stymied by it. And that was when there was a machine in your house with a cassette tape in it, and then a micro cassette, and then it went to voicemail, which we have now. There's no machine in your house anymore. Yep. But I probably somewhere have a microcassette with some girlfriend who broke my heart, leaving me some sweet message that I saved forever because I was such a emotional mess. That's probably somewhere in my, forget about things that I need to sell. That's something that needs to be gone. But where is it? I can't
that
find
needs
it.
to be transferred to YouTube is what it needs to be done and shared with everyone. Yeah.
And then I'll cry alongside of it. I'll do one of those Instagram videos where one side is that tape playing and the other side is me crying.
Oh my
or
goodness.
me just giving the finger. I got so many ways that I could go.
Oh, yes. And then that goes viral, and then people skip the first part, and then they just do their own split screen against you crying.
Or they get
goes on
into
and
what
on.
a jerk I am. Like you can tell that he was abusive to her by the sound of this video, and my life gets ruined. No, I don't have time for that.
40 years later, and we're all on her side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. We can see why. So, yes, 1982, is that right, when you started comedy?
Yes, that's right.
That's right. So I actually looked up some things that debuted in 1982.
Great.
Are you prepared for this?
Yeah. No, I'm not. This is going to be emotionally tough for me.
Well, I'll give you
And there's people listening, I'm sure, who were not born until after that.
Oh, yeah, correct. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is I don't know. We'll start with this one.
Okay.
This was invented.
When you say these things, then what do? We'll see. That's what this is about, right? You say a thing, and then we'll see what I say.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now.
Ready? Number one. I literally just looked this up. While I was driving, I thought of this today.
Great idea.
Thank you.
How to hurt an old guy's feelings. Go.
So the first thing that was invented in 1982, the year you started comedy, the English language.
No, that's not true because I was speaking English prior to
That
comedy.
is an
Yeah,
absolute
okay.
lie.
Fair enough.
No, Bud Light.
Mm,
Isn't
Yep.
that interesting?
interesting. And look how great Bud Light is. Nobody even makes jokes about how it's just why not just drink water. Nobody even makes those light beer jokes that they used to make because so many
No.
people love light beer.
Oh, I mean,
It's the kind of beer to drink when you're going to be drinking a lot of beers. Like when you're a danger to yourself. That's how many beers you're going to drink. Go to light beer because you're limited by it. Like you got to go to the toilet. And that's going to be, you can't drink beer. Well, you could drink beer while you're going to the toilet. Most people don't. And so that's a limiting factor to slow you down. So light beer has gone from the beer to drink if you're not an alcoholic to the beer to drink if you're really a problem drinker.
and don't knock drinking on the toilet until you try it.
Right. Boom. But don't eat while you're pooping.
No, not eat. Don't eat. No food.
I feel like you interrupted me a little bit, and there are young people listening who don't know this. Don't eat while you're pooping. You're going to complete a circuit in your brain that you wish you didn't complete. That's all. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Okay, what's the next one?
You know how things go. Like kids they'll buy like this. It was a couple of weeks ago. They were buying this bubble gum that is like the heat of pepper spray, and then they're poisoning themselves by doing these TikTok challenges of how long
or
can you
the spoonful of cinnamon.
or
right.
that. Yes.
Look, if
This is gonna be the next
people
TikTok
who are
challenge: eating and pooping.
people who are eating a burrito while they're shitting, I can't wait. Go, please, begin now.
Hashtag poop and eat. Or eat and poop. I'll go. There's a few more here I'll throw out here. 1982 CD players. What did you do before CDs?
They came out in
Jake?
1982. I feel like CD players were after that. So I had a friend of mine who was an engineer, he went to school to become an engineer school.
Yeah.
And he was super excited. I think he might have been he definitely did computer stuff. But he was so excited when CDs came out that he didn't have to be careful with his vinyl anymore. And he had all of his CDs in a car, just like with a rope, or maybe they were on a dowel. They were just stacked on top of each other because he thought these are indestructible and I can just shuffle them, throw them in a bag. He had them out of their cases.
no.
And because he didn't realize they're delicate and they could get scratched. And so he had his whole music collection that he bought on CDs, and then he destroyed them all because he didn't understand them. And this was an engineering guy. So there's a funny CD. I don't know if that's funny, but I still have CDs that I've made of my show that I'm trying to get rid of after shows. Like literally, please, pay what you want. These are great keepsakes. They're like a picture. There's art on the front. Forget about the disc. You can use it as a coaster or hang it in a tree, and it'll spin around, and the light will reflect off of it.
pretty.
It'll scare away crows. But just please come to the show, get my CD, and then turn off the artificial intelligence.
Oh, we have. Let's see here. We got Miss Pac-Man, Nike Air Force Ones.
I loved Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah. Pepsi Free. Remember that?
No.
Pepsi Free.
What is it? Is it zero Pepsi?
Most people know Pepsi Free because of a moment in Back to the Future. Marty finds himself in a diner in 1955. He asks for a Pepsi Free. The disgruntled chef spits back, "If you want a Pepsi, you're going to pay for it." Whatever that meant. Yeah,
well,
it was
because he thought he meant...
It is 100% NutraSweet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poison, basically.
NutraSweet, right.
Yeah.
It's great. If you've got rats, it's great. You just put it out there, they love it, and they all have a heart attack. Or they get diarrhea. I can't remember which one it is.
That's very funny. Have you ever been... so a friend of mine he's never done stand-up.
So few of those people left.
So he's in the minority, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
No. He has never done stand-up until as of a few weeks ago, but he's not in a comedy club. He's doing this virtual thing. It's not
Zoom.
it's not Zoom. This is where he's putting on like those Oculus virtual reality glasses
Yes,
and going in a virtual comedy club.
Yep. I went to one of those shows kind of at the tail end of the pandemic when my wife was sick. She's a cancer survivor now. And nobody wants to be a cancer survivor. I mean, if I said, "Hey, would you like to be a cancer survivor?" you'd say no. But once you get cancer, that's all you want to be. So my wife is one of those. But
that's awesome.
When thank you. So when she was sick and I couldn't go out on the road, a friend of mine was doing one of those virtual shows, and I borrowed somebody's Oculus headset, and I tried to do it. But I could, just being in the waiting room, and this has to do with whoever designs the engineering of the virtual space, because I could do some things on the Oculus, some of the big developed games and stuff, but to go into this space that was created to do the comedy show, I got so nauseous and motion sickness disoriented, and then also I was revolted by the whole premise that I got to do a comedy show, like my body looks like a cone and my head looks like some avatar of myself, and then my hands are just floating around freely. You can't gesture it was.
So I watched the one my friend did,
and it was great.
He gestured like he was doing like act outs, and I don't know how. I don't know the technology that makes that happen.
Well, it'd be great if you were. I guess you're still not allowed to do impressions of other. You can't do an accent of anyone from another country unless you are a person from that country who doesn't have an accent. Or sometimes if you're a person who fits that description, there are some other countries that you can do accents of. But it would be awesome if you could just full on you could change your face and become the other. Or would that be awesome? That would probably be. Would that be racist or cultural appropriation, or what would it be?
I don't know. Are you saying you want to go in disguise and try it again?
It may not be too late for me to be a Def Jam comedian.
I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Huh? I think what you're trying to tell me is you have some jokes in a notebook somewhere that you want to do but can't.
And I can't even mention the top of the folder of the notebook that I've got that. I can't even talk about that.
That's a word that people don't say anymore.
There's so many things we can't do. This cultural appropriation thing, I thought that was the whole idea. Like if I go to a Thai restaurant, I'm allowed to enjoy the Thai food. But then can I make Thai food? I think I'm allowed to make Thai food, but I can't dress up in a Thai outfit. Is that right? I have a sombrero, and I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
You serve chips out of that, Jake. You put cheese in the middle.
No, it's kind of felt, and it's got a little sweat stain on the inside. I mean, I actually used this sombrero in the past. Now I can only wear the sombrero around the house.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. Taco Tuesdays at our house. It's pretty good.
Senor Johannsen. Yeah, I don't know. That whole cultural appropriation thing confuses me very much. Well, I know I don't want to do anything to offend anybody anywhere. I know that's for sure. But I don't know. Yeah, I would say you don't put the outfit on and then open a restaurant, and maybe that's what people get upset about, right? Like, no, they get the restaurant. But I don't. But again, I have no idea. I'm white. What do
There's
I know?
so many ways to make a mistake.
Yeah. 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 Are you still mentioning sex robots on stage?
Yes.
You are.
I've still got a couple of sex robot T-shirts I'm trying to move.
Well, that wasn't what I was getting to, but that's good.
Yeah.
I
sex
purchased
robot,
one of those from you at one point.
The T-shirt. You haven't purchased a sex robot, have you?
No, but I did.
I mean, the future is going to be, we're going to be sort of in trouble because I think a lot of people are going to choose sex robots, and not just men. Women are going to choose sex robots. There's nothing going to be better than staying at home with your sex robot on a Saturday night. I mean, it's getting really complicated. I've got friends who are trying to date on the apps.
Sure, real people.
Yeah, real people who are trying to date real other people.
With the sex robot, I feel like it's like a big investment, and then, the more you use it, it pays for itself, probably.
Well, when you figure out the long-term costs of being married, I mean, if it doesn't go right, you're really in trouble. Like half of everything, if you're lucky. Whereas a sex robot, even if you decide you've fallen out with your sex robot, you just take it out to the when it's gone pile in front of your house, and then that's it. Maybe rinse it off first.
A light rinse?
Yeah.
Maybe just shake it a little?
I think you got to rinse it out. I mean, if you bring a bloody sex robot up to the street, somebody's gonna call the police.
So this is amazing that we got to this here. While the increasing imports of sex dolls serve to comfort lonely men in Korea, they're also frightening some men, particularly garbage collectors. According to the Pioneer Press,
is this a story from 1982 or is this?
This was printed April. What is the date today? April. Wait, that's the future. April. Oh, wait, China.
This is some news from the future.
This is news from the future. April 14th of 2023. I found this in the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Are they 2 days ahead of us in Korea? That can't be possible. In
well,
any case.
The internet sometimes is running a couple days ahead.
Wow. Well, here we go. So maybe this is happening. Maybe this is actually happening as I'm reading it, and they're writing it in the future, and I'm reading it in the current. Okay, so according to this local Korean newspaper, a garbage collector recalled his frightening encounter with a sex doll at work. He says, quote, "I saw a bit of hair in a trash pile and pulled at it, assuming to be a wig. What I got was a beheaded woman. Can you imagine how much that frightened me at first, assuming it was a real dead body?"
I can.
Yeah, I can too. He went on to say that instead of throwing away the doll as a whole, the owner dismembered the doll and wrapped the parts separately.
Okay. Here's a better story. I like this story because it's like this guy went full serial killer on his sex doll, right? His sex robot. He cut it up, dismembered it,
Yes.
and wrapped it in plastic. Probably destroy I don't know what he was thinking.
You're right. I'm surprised he didn't scatter it all over the city, right? He's stopping at a gas station, putting one in here.
So listen, I'm a garbage collector. I was having sex with a robot that I found in the trash, and only when it was too late did I realize that it was a corpse.
They say that's a better job than you think,
Trash collector?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, they're strong. I don't know now because they got the trucks that lift up the cans. But in the old days where you had to get off and on the truck and pick up the can and throw it in the back, those do not start in with the trash collector.
No.
Because that guy he's got functional strength.
Yeah, Popeye arms.
That's what they call it now, functional strength.
Functional strength.
Yeah.
Okay. Functional strength. Are you still surfing, Jake Johannsen?
I surf sometimes, but now I'm a one-stripe purple belt in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
That sounds impressive. I don't know what that means. Congratulations.
Well, it goes white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt. Okay. So I'm on my way. I'm old, though, too, so I'm not – it's not like I'm a threat. I do okay against the new guys who come into the gym, but you're 20, 30 years old and you're strong. It's going to be a problem for me, but I'm going to do my best. I enjoy it. So mostly that's where I'm dumping my time. I'm going in 3 to 5 times, usually around 4 times a week to train with the other people who are at the academy. And I really enjoy it. I love the people I've met doing that and the skills that I've acquired. It's a great workout. and it's been great for my lifestyle and overall health. I really enjoy Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm a huge advocate of that particular martial art and martial arts in general for anyone as a way to increase your fitness and your self-confidence and upgrade your peer group.
Upgrade your peer group.
Yes.
Interesting.
My wife is still surfing. I don't have time for it as much because I'm doing more jiu-jitsu, but I love the ocean, and I get in the ocean. But
yeah.
My wife is more of a surfer now than I am.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Are there tournaments that you do with that, or is it just?
I did a tournament last. The tournament goes by what belt you are. So what skills you've acquired.
Yeah.
And then what weight class you're in, and then your age group it goes up by fives roughly. Everybody under 30 is considered the adult division, I think, and then it goes 30 to 35 or 31 to 36, whatever, until you finally get up to 61 is the oldest age division. As you might imagine, there aren't, like, I entered a tournament and there were no other guys in my division. So you can either go and collect a trophy for your fee to enter the tournament, or you can go and they'll let you compete against someone who's younger or heavier.
Did you
than
do that?
You. I didn't do that. No, I get enough of that at the academy. I mean, I'm wrestling around. There's one guy, he's 40 years younger than me, literally 40 years younger than I am. And I was there the day he walked in, so I used to manhandle this guy, and now it's payback time. He's going to choke me.
He's as old as Bud Light.
It's just how long is it going to take? Yeah.
Wow, I wish I would have got into that. I guess it's not too late, right?
I started when I was 57, so it's not too late.
Oh, well, I can sit out a little bit then still. All right.
No, go in there. I mean, if you love it, you're going to love it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But it's a great, like I said, it's a great workout. It's also a flow experience. Like, you are 100% physically and mentally present, doing what you're doing, focused on yourself and your partner at that moment. All your troubles, no matter what you've got going on in the world, that disappears, and you're just doing this with this other person.
That's perfect. Have you ever been hit in the nose? I don't want to get hit in the nose ever.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I do have this little scratch on my nose.
That was insane. I'm like, you have
and
something.
that happened Monday. One of my friends.
Oh, really?
He just came around, and I think he just grazed me. The gi, the kind of pajama thing that you wear, which is high durability cotton, and sometimes it has a little bit of a texture, and I think he just kind of forearmed across my nose and scratched it.
Sure.
Because my skin is thin because I'm fucking old. Excuse my language. But
Wife, you're thin.
So you feel sort of macho, like they go, Jake, you're bleeding. And I'm like, I'm okay. And they go, no, you're bleeding on the mat. You got to stop.
It's a tiny cut, but you won't stop bleeding, Jake.
Yeah. No, I had to go. And then the black belt, who's it's his place. He comes in the back and he looks at my nose and he's like, it won't stop. And he goes, fucking Frank. That's the other guy's name. He goes, fucking Frank. And he's putting Band-Aids on it and trying to tape it shut. And he goes, no more. You can't go back out today.
When you get I've heard that when you become a black belt, you actually, when you get cut, you don't bleed anymore. Is that true?
That's wrong.
That's wrong? Okay. Because that would be a great benefit to being the master.
It would, yeah. You're immortal. It turns out you're immortal. You never get old.
That's what it meant.
You just have to change your name and move to another city every 20 years because it freaks people out that you're not dying.
Oh, Jake. I wish this was like the Glory Days of Letterman, where you came back 3 times a year. We could keep doing this, but
is it over?
It is. I think. Yeah. I mean,
this was so fun.
That was over half an hour.
I feel like this is quality listening. Of course, you'd have to tell me one person who's listened to all of these, but I feel like this stacks up. Don't you?
I humbly do too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And to all you people who've only listened to this one, have you got a big few months ahead of you?
Quit your job. Quit your job and get some.
Right now, quit your job. What are you doing? What are you doing at your job?
So then quickly, the daily updates, they're kind of sporadic now from your office.
I've been doing Tuesdays and Fridays Facebook Live, 3 p.m. California time, Tuesdays and Fridays, except like this week when I'm here, or in a couple weeks I'm going to New Orleans for Jazz Fest. But next week I'll be on, which is to you who's listening to this whenever don't think about it in terms of next week, just go to my Facebook Live and also on Instagram and my Facebook. I'm posting those videos.
Yes.
I'm going to try and put some more on YouTube. I'm going to look. Don't hold your breath on TikTok, but if they don't make it illegal, I'm going to try and do it because that's what our robot overlords want is for us to all get on TikTok.
Yeah, we'll see which happens first. It's banned or you
or we all have to do it. It's
yeah.
banned. Either it's going to be banned or it's going to be mandatory.
Exactly.
I can't really tell.
It'll be like the when they were making us get the show your vaccination card. It'll be like you're on TikTok, right? Fuck out of here.
I'm not even sure where my vaccination card is right now. Are you? Do you know where yours is?
I do actually.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually. It's in a drawer somewhere at home with a bunch of other stuff I don't need anymore.
It's going to be great when all that stuff is just downloaded into a chip in our spine, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bring it on. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.